Hey, hey, what is up, guys? Semo here, bringing y'all another YouTube video. So, in today's video, we're gonna be going over one of my recent sketchbooks between March and June. I just finished this recently, so let me talk about the sketchbook real quick, just so you guys can understand where some of these images are coming from and where they were for. This was basically a social media sketchbook. A lot of the posts that I post on social media came from this specific sketchbook. Yeah, so you're gonna see a lot of, if you follow me on Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok, or even here, you might have seen some of these images sometimes. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through it, talk about some of these pieces, and I think that's it. So this is the second finished sketchbook of 2020. You guys seen the first one earlier this year. So yeah, this one took 3 months, as you can see. I don't really like this one as much, just because the paper feels weird. You will notice that one of the pages is ripped, so it's not the best paper. I got this from Walmart. 2 sketchbooks like this from Walmart. Oh, 3 actually. But I don't recommend it. Good paper. Not good paper. Soaks up way too much ink if you're going for like painting or something like that. If you want this sketchbook or something like this for really cheap, I think it was $5 or maybe $9. I would strictly say just use it for pencil art, and don't try to add color, or at least if you're gonna add color, use color pencils. Don't use paint or anything for the sketchbook, because it's not going to help. So let's hop right into it. As you can see, we actually created 2 stickers using postal stamps. So this was the first one. I printed it out onto those postal stamps, and this one came out bad. I printed out an outline of one of my images on this and then cut it out, which this one came out A1. I really like it. So let me know if you guys want me to sell some stickers. I can sell them 5 a piece. We got this sketchbook when we got we got it before that, but we started using it when we got the Milo markers that you guys see me use a lot. We got another date right here. Hopefully you guys can see this. So yeah, let's move that to the side. There's no sketches on this side, so I'm just gonna focus on this side here. This was one of the first sketches of the book. Pretty interesting, just a normal skull with an eyeball coming out of it. Some of these sketches I will redraw in my perspective, on a better level. More details and stuff like that, because I think I can do way better than a lot of these sketches. Most of these sketches were done, speedily, like too fast for comfort, and I think I could do a lot better. So yeah. Something like this, I think that a lot of the sketches in here could have come out just like this, or maybe even better than this. And I feel like this is probably one of the ones that I'm more proud of in the sketchbook. Excuse me, damn, sorry if that for headphone users. But yeah, I think this came out really, really good, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. The line work and the details really good. Now my favorite, this kind of creature with one eye, it's okay. I like it. It's not the best in my opinion, but what can you really do, right? Sometimes you just run out of ideas and you just want to keep drawing, even if you don't go nowhere. So yeah, you're gonna see this guy maybe a couple extra times, where it's kind of a skull type of face with just one eyeball in it. So yeah. This is pretty much the skull sketchbook, or the weird design sketchbook. I really like this sketchbook. It's probably one of my favorite ones. in a sense of like content that's in it. Like I really enjoy the content in it. There's a lot of skulls in this sketchbook. As you can see, my signature character, well, his head at least. I really wanted to try to throw the vibe of a skull and make him into a skull. I do think I did too much with it. Like this takes up almost the entire page, so it wasted a lot of markers. Not markers, but ink. This is self-portrait from when I was like 16, 17. Yeah, I really like this image. I like the idea of it. I think I could have done way better with the line work and everything. I might end up redrawing this way better, but sometimes I get into drawing and sometimes the idea is there and I'll draw it and it just doesn't hit right. And you'll see that a couple times in the sketchbook, and I'll bring it up towards the end and I think towards the middle, where the ideas are there and the ideas are really cool, but for some reason that day the idea didn't hit. Like my hand and my brain weren't connected that day. So this is one of those images. So I'll probably redraw a couple of these just to make them that much better. Like I said, a lot of these are for TikTok, so something like this was for TikTok, and it's just to show just a drawing, just to show weirdness and stuff like that. This is actually a painting I have, but I didn't even record that one or this one, which obviously you can see a lot of the same character types in a lot of my old sketches, which I'm not too mad about. Same thing. I needed to try to focus, like push my energy away from stuff like this, where it was like it was there and the ideas were there, but they just weren't, they weren't hitting. So I just went back to skulls, practicing skull architecture and stuff like that. I like this one. And obviously more signature type of character drawings. This was a really cool one. You can see it on my TikTok. This was this was started with my studies for skulls. It was a skull reference. I actually took this from an artist, just to draw reference photos for it and practice more. So practice the dimensions of like a skull looking in different directions. So that's what this was. So yeah, I forgot the artist names. Sorry. This was also a reference photo, but these were the next couple skulls might be reference photos to actual skulls. So I can't really give credit because I gotta find the name of the skull that I drew it from. Well, no, it's just a random Google image sketch that I did. So I found a real skull and then I basically drew the real skull. But this was good, but I know it wasn't my best, and I know I don't like it at all. And you will see maybe in 4 or 5 pages that there's gonna be 2 skulls that I think are a lot better than this. This was something that I think I did for TikTok, and it wasn't something that I took too seriously. This was actually another cool image. Like the details in this image are what shocked me the most, because a lot of the other stuff in this book, there's not this much detail, right? Like I put different color shading into, the crevices. I added the highlights. Like it's so simple, but yeah, it is a little extra complicated when you think about it. So it was pretty cool. And this is when I start getting to like actual color designs and stuff like that. So you can see this character here. Yeah, I really like this one. I hope I posted this. If I didn't, I gotta post it. I probably posted this one. This one was really cool too. It's kind of a graffiti type of thing. It's very weird. I did not post this. I don't know what this is. I'm embarrassed that I even created it. Sorry, not sorry. This was interesting. Stuff designs like this or images like this. Honestly, I don't know what sometimes I don't know what I be thinking. I just draw. This was a good one. Obviously this is graffiti. I'm not gonna turn it, but it's SEMO, my name, Semo, and then it's covered. If I colored it, it came out really tight. I mean, it came out tight by itself, but it's just more practice for designing graffiti. And obviously this is Goku. Ultra Instinct. I was gonna color it, but I figured this is probably the wrong book to color this image in, so I'm going to grab my render book and probably come up with a similar idea to this and make it 10 times better. So this was Prismacolor pencil practice. This next one was also practice. I was gonna finish it and actually try, but I didn't like this paper for color pencils. The color got washed out so much. Like, this is not supposed to be purple. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but like in my eyes, with the light hitting the paper, this is like maroon. Like, this is purple. This is not red, and I don't like it. This paper messes up images, at least with color pencils. Yeah, so this was a practice run for the Deadpool sketch, which I did a couple days after I did this. I just wanted to see if I can mix colors together and come up with a good, you know, Deadpool sketch. Which, yeah, this paper is horrible. Do not get this paper if you want to use or ruin some of your, not ruin, but if you want to like waste you know, some stuff. Paper is going to come into, you want to get the expensive stuff, you don't want to get the cheap stuff. Just another skull sketch. You're going to notice that I draw a lot of skulls, and this is where I say you do not want to just use a whole bunch of different products on it, because as you can see, I painted it and the paint didn't dry, and then it got stuck to this, and then this bled to the other side. So yeah, do not get this paper if you're gonna use multimedia colors and stuff like that. I should have known better, but you know, I'm hard-headed, so now I know, and my other sketchbook is not gonna have color in it anyway. So yeah, this was made out of Posca pens, but I didn't even record it, so there was no point. Now this is one of the sketches that I recorded, and it came out pretty good. I like it. It was an interesting sketch. You know, nothing more to say about it. I liked it the way I made the background kind of, you know, shaded it black with the inside a little bit lighter and stuff like that. I didn't use much for this, but the next image that I'm gonna show you, I did go in deep with it. So this is a better image of like what I can draw. And so as you can see, this is a skull. This is a real skull. Same, almost, I think similar to the one in the beginning that I showed you. But nah, this is a whole different thing. And I actually sat down, I you know, took my little hand and I drew what I saw. I used blenders, but the paper blenders, to blend everything together so it looks more, you know, realistic, and it, you know, there's no harsh lines really everywhere. So really enjoyed this sketch, probably one of my favorite ones out of this book. But obviously this is a sketch, so sooner or later you guys are gonna see like really good A1 sketches, like stuff like this, but not quite. Like, I still need to practice the fundamentals of skulls. Like, this is a fundamental skull, but it's not like, this is a Semoske skull. This is not like, I think this would probably be my signature skull, really. Like, if you ever see a skull something similar to this, it's like, oh, Semoske drew that, or something like that. As an artist, you know, that's the way I draw skulls without looking at them. Like, if I draw skulls looking at a skull as a reference, then it's gonna come out way different. Just another image. I don't think I posted that. I did post this. I really enjoyed this. It was really cool. I like doing these one line, like, no thinking, no sketching, because it comes up with images that you just never would have seen before. Same thing with this one. I didn't post it. This one was actually a lot different. I don't think I sketched this one out, but it came out really cool. And I think I'm gonna stay with this kind of concept of going over like the image first with markers, and then going over with like with fine liners or whatever to make the image pop out more. And start you know, doing details in certain places to make it pop a lot more. So yeah, this is pretty cool. One of my favorites. You know, it's similar to a lot of my other ones in the other book, where you can actually put this on a product, right? Like I can put this on, like if you guys seen my Instagram, I do have a hat that has one of my logos on it, that has basically one of my drawings on it, so it's basically the logo. So this would pretty much be similar to that as a logo. I really like it. It came out good. This was supposed to be in another book, but I got both books mixed up. This is a reference photo. Not even a reference. I was copying someone's work so I can practice. For me personally, for me to get better as an artist in certain things, I need to draw someone else's work, right? And I don't pass it on as my own. Obviously, I'm not that type of person. And no artist should really do that, because you're just hurting yourself. But for me, I figured that if I can draw different things for so long, like if I could keep practicing these types of shots of a comic book, then it'll help me create my comic book. So that's why I do this. So yeah, there's a book that actually has a lot of this type of stuff in it. So one day when that book is done, I'll do an update and show you guys that one. This is pretty cool. This is actually, I'm gonna keep this design. I really like it. I'm gonna redo it, but I'm not gonna do it with these big lines here. Like these husky lines just messed the image up for me. Another signature character that I really like. This is one of my favorite signature characters. You actually might have seen this on my hat. This character is a character based on my hat that I have. That's my design on the hat. So it's pretty cool. Different colorways on them. I think this one has this horn, but the other one doesn't, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, he's still eating the eyeball. Really cool image. Really love it. You know, let's move on. So these next couple images actually will be really good ones in my opinion. So these are going to be the ones that kind of the poster boys for this book, in my opinion. So we have a skull with a snake wrapped around it. Like this was really cool. Like I didn't think I had like some ideas like this. This is a skull with, and this is a nice idea that I'm gonna keep up with in some of my later drawings. The idea of horn, instead of horns being so symmetrical, they're going to be, you know, asymmetrical. So they're going to be facing one direction. They're going to be multiple horns. You know, I feel like there's so much you can do with a horn or with like body stuff that it doesn't necessarily always have to be the same on both sides. For me personally, I like symmetrical things, and this helped me kind of break out of that symmetry. We skipped this because my dumbass didn't put paper here. This is another example of that one where, you know, the symmetry with the top isn't, you know, doesn't have to be there. So I like this one. This was pretty cool. I guess it's really based on me, you know, with a face mask, but who knows. Really liked it. Really cool. Same thing with that issue. I know it's probably like 4 or 5 papers actually wasted in this book because of the bleeding. This is really cool. I wasn't going to do something with tentacles, but I figured, you know, I never drew something like this, and this is similar to one of my other sketches that I made. So interesting. You've seen this in the beginning of the book. Well, here it is now. Really, really nice. I like this image so much. Another one that I really like. You see a lot of the horns there. It's just some of these images by themselves just fit so well that they are just A1 in my book. Same thing. It's just such a samurai, like what, a samurai skull with 3 eyes. Like it's just, it hits different. They're one of the sketches for TikTok. Well, all of these are kind of TikTok sketches, but they were sketches first, and then I decided to record them for TikTok. This was completely for TikTok. So some of the ones that you see like this are literally for TikTok. There's something like this isn't. This was my drawing, but I recorded it for TikTok. So not just for TikTok. I record it and then post it on Instagram and stuff like that, and scan it, similar to the other ones. I like this one a lot too. The color design, switching the graininess from this to this, from this to this, came in handy. Just eyeball, looking at the eyeball, about eyeball crying, two tentacles, don't make no sense. I like it. Nobody else liked it, but I love this image too. Problem with this image, in my perspective, is there's not enough detail. Like, or there's too much detail here, but not enough detail on this side. And then you have this one, which, you know, it's not that. Some of these are not going to be that crazy. Like this one's just normal sketch. I like this one a lot. This is probably another one of my favorite ones that you've seen in the beginning, but this is probably a way better version in my opinion. Like he has one eye, the other eyes are closed, and it's kind of like a ice cream type of thing going on in the skin. I like it. This was pretty cool too. Some of these, a lot of them actually got a lot different in a lot of different like ways. So this was like a graffiti type of thing with an Egyptian skull with the signature Semoske skull and stuff like that. So this is really cool. You know, another signature Semoske skull with the horns coming out of it. I wish that I did a little bit more detail, but I do like it for the simplicity of it. Yeah, signature just Semoske character all the way, you know, with the big mask on his face, 3 eyeballs, but not really eyeballs, the horn, the face structure, the suit, like it just hit different sometimes. My drawings are just weird all around. Don't know what I was thinking. I kind of regret this. It's horrible. I wish I could erase it from existence, but I can't, so it's gonna stay in this book forever and I'm never gonna think about it again. I hate it so much. This is okay. I like it. Not the best, but it's alright. Same thing with this. It's okay. But I do like the fact that I used like this color to kind of make it pop, because if you've seen this without the color on it, it does look bland like a lot of the other images in the beginning of this book. So these colors made it pop a lot more. I hate it, but the idea, I love it. I love the idea of this character so much. It's like it's scattered, but the pieces are somehow still there. This is gonna be something I hold into the future. My signature character just with a skull face. I should have did the other one. My signature character with Black Lives Matter on it. I didn't post it, but you know, it's there. I don't like this one at all. Pisses me off. This one's really cool. It's different. I actually like this one a lot too. So I'm actually probably gonna keep this one up as well, because it's just like this whole wiry type of thing. The skull being, you know, my personal skulls. It's just so nice. Another good one. You know, these last couple images might be either hit or miss, and so a lot of them might be either hit or miss, and I think the next couple ones are gonna be complete hits. But the last 3 are going to be complete misses. This was a really good one. I like the color. I like how I didn't really do too much at the bottom to erase or to fade into another color. I just faded into the white of the paper. Pretty nice. I like the crown floating. Like I'm a sucker for floating crowns when I'm drawing them. So simplicity, I like it a lot. As the white skull with just the blood squirting out of it with the eyes going swirly. Perfect. Just another weird sketch. I like it though. Really, really weird. But I mean, good thing I didn't post it. But yeah, really weird. This was actually a TikTok video that someone asked if they can be drawn, if her and her friend can be drawn in as Naruto characters. Her friend really liked Itachi. She really liked Deidara. And so I drew both of them as Deidara and Itachi, in their perspective, like designs. So it was fun, very interesting. I really liked it. I'm not really a anime type of drawer. I do draw anime sometimes, but it's for practice, not for not for personal reasons, or not because I like it, just because I need to practice. And so this was really good practice. I actually messed up, so I gotta skip that. We had this. Like I said, the ideas. Some of these images, the ideas are so good. They're really good, but the execution faltered so much. Like, this image came out so good, but the eyeball is so squishy. It's so elongated that I didn't notice when I did the initial sketch, and I didn't fix it. And so after the line work happened, after I scanned it, then I noticed that it was goofed up. So, but everything else came out really good. It's just the eyeball pisses me off so much. But the idea is perfect. So I might a lot of these I'm gonna do like a way better like version of them. But a lot of them are just gonna stay like this. Same thing with this. The idea is so crazy and so weird, but I didn't have my phone to really record it the way I wanted to. And so it's supposed to be a demon, like one of my demon characters coming out of an eyeball. But when I colored this thing, I wasn't paying attention, and I accidentally colored the goo that comes in from the eyeball into the character 3 different colors. So, well, 2 different colors. The blue color, which is like, why would there be blue? And then the pink color, which is the body of his color. None of it makes sense. So I'm gonna have to blow this up into a full page image, and then actually sit there and redraw the entire image. And the face just came out wonky by itself. Another signature character. I like it, but I think I didn't do enough. Like, I think I could have did this on the body and the feet, but I didn't. So this is my last image, and it came out really good. I mean, it didn't come out really good. I hate it, but the idea, like I said, is there. This is actually supposed to be a cloth, but I colored it in such a way that it lost the feeling of a cloth. So at the end of this book, usually at the end of all my sketchbooks, I kind of like go crazy and I just draw whatever. And you notice that in a lot of my older sketchbooks, because I want to finish a sketchbook. Like, I hate not finishing sketchbooks. So and when I'm so close, I tend to go overboard. So as you can see, the last 3 sketches were completely wonkers, but not all of them. So the ideas of the sketchbook are where the sketchbook thrives at, but the execution of the sketchbook is not where this thrives at. A lot of them are actually A1 in my opinion, and I think there's some of them that can be in, you know, portfolios or something like that, and they would be really good. I might end up editing a lot of these images into one collage, the way I did one of my favorite images of me and all my characters in the background. I might end up doing that, but for only 2020 characters. So even that's gonna have to wait until the end of the year. Once the end of the year pops up, I'm gonna grab my 2020, all my 2020 sketches, and put them together, at least the ones that are my favorite, and make a collage of me sitting with them, basically, and then basically floating around me and stuff like that. Or I could, yeah, there's other ideas. We have in 6 more months to come up with the idea for that, so hopefully we're around for that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, please. It is much appreciated. I'm sorry if my voice is so monotone that it drives you insane. I'm sorry if I have too much of a sexy voice. My apologies. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Drop a like, please. You know, my YouTube is still very small, 5 subscribers, and I love every single one of y'all. But like, help your boy, please. Follow me on TikTok at Semoske0, the number 0. Instagram at Semoske, and Twitter at Semoske. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy. See you guys later. Peace out.